Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest Blitz, where we are playing Asphodel. This is turn 30, and stuff, yeah. Okay. We've got some interesting things that are happening, and could be really, really big. So, let's see how it goes. We've got Construction 5 completed. We've got Enchantment 4 completed. We'll talk about more of that later. We have cast a Carrion Lord. Finally. We've got a couple of site searches, which returned nothing. I talked about this later. It's just that concept of playing single player versus playing multiplayer and just not having as many gems in the Middle Age. Just feels bad, man. Feels bad. We got a bunch of raiding back and forth. Let's see how this goes. We attack in Muspel. A little force of wolves, some minotaurs, some centaurs, and there's just one PD here. So, nothing doing. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. We get hit in Impassable Mountains by a little squad of monks and Knights of Avalon. We've just got a PD there, so we'll lose that. We see Ulm taking Hallwoods back from these Ictiids. Just a bunch of black plate coming in. Whatever happened? Whatever happened to Ulm? I swear there was a time period where we were supposed to be fighting man together. I'm not super salty about it, but oh my god, we've talked at length about the issues that we have with man, and specifically with the Knights of Avalon, of trying to deal with them and why they're so difficult for us to deal with. And we talked about other nations and why they don't have those issues. Ulm is one of those nations that can effectively fight the Knights of Avalon. Just because they have they can get so many troops that have such high protection that it's hard for the Knights of Avalon to kill them easily. And they hit hard enough. These black plate infantry with the flails aren't necessarily the things that I would pick to hit hard enough against the Knights of Avalon, but they'll do in a pinch, right? And Ulm can just field so many of these with things like Legions of Steel and Gift of Giant Strength, so that they hit even harder and can actually deal effectively with the Knights of Avalon. You know, we've talked about Vanarus being another kind of concept. Pyrene or Pyrene, however you say it, another. Like, these other nations have good options out of the gate against the Knights of Avalon. What a different world it would be right now if Ulm was actually fighting man with us. And what a profitable world it would be for Ulm. But it seems like it's not to be. So Ulm takes out this Ictiid stack. We attack in Ictin. Just a little stack of ghouls here. Gonna take on this PD, no real problem. Some paralyzing claws. So we've got that. We get hit in Banded Hills. Bunch of knights. 1 PD. Easy peasy. We get hit in Trotturn. And this is... okay. So this is a werewolf and a unicorn. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Maybe this is gonna work. Where? Oh, the unicorn. Does it work? Is this gonna work? Almost worked. Oh, he healing touched himself. That's nice. The werewolf might do this because the guy's fatigued out. Yeah, animate tree. That's not going to do it. Oh, no. Yikes. So that was Trotturn? Yeah. Now controls. That's a great raid. Little unicorn, you know, just designed to defeat 1 PD, right? Unicorn on attack rear, hopefully kills the commander. Did probably in this case actually kill the commander, because we see, you know, this is probably a report error, but, you know, still a very cool little raid. Very effective, very nice. I like that. We attack in Vangar. We've got our mantises, and we've got a little black dryad in the back, and we're up against a little bit of PD, so this could actually matter. The mantises have so many attacks, though, per square, so I say so many. 4 attacks per square. It's very good against PD, and they have a fair amount of HP, decent-ish protection against crap PD, so they'll suffer attrition, but a squad of these guys can take on 6 PD without too much issue. So Vangar, we win, don't lose any, fantastic. We attack in Kepria, a little stack. We've got some Minotaurs, we've got some heavy infantry, and it's just 1 PD. This is going to be squash, so Kepria is now ours again. We get hit in Forest of the Lost. This is a Stag of Wolves and 1 PD. Nothing doing. Forest of the Lost. Kill 2 wolves. Very nice. We've got an attack in Frosted Peaks with some Carrion boars, Carrion wolves. 1 PD. Nothing doing. We get attacked in Helmshire. A bunch of wolves. This is more than 1 PD, but probably not enough to do it. The militia break. Those heavy infantry just held. How wonderful. Now, as long as this guy doesn't rout, we'll be okay. So that was Helmshire. Yeah, we won. Nice. Forces defeated. Just not quite enough wolves. Once you get below the 30, it kind of... You have a significantly higher chance of the wolves routing before they can rout or kill everyone. We get attacked in Vaclez. It's just a scout. So just a scout, just pinging, seeing what we got going on. All good, easy peasy. No gym baiting. And then we attack in Kasavik, or however the fuck you pronounce that. Just a single PD, easy peasy. Events expected. In Illidan, a horde of barbarians. We lose some population. Whatever. In Icton, we got some unrest and some magic as children are disappearing in the night. And there's a battle in Illidan. So we did hear about this previously. I think we saw the report, but we didn't do anything about it. We didn't really have anything in position. We had a bunch of mannequins in position, but mannequins are not great against berserkers. They just die. We didn't have enough, I thought, to make the difference. So, is what it is. We also kill a scout in Phaeacia. So, fuck off, scout. Vaclez is breached, and we got 2 new famous heroes. What the fuck? We've got Tolma over here, who has tough skin. So, cool. It gets a natural +3 to armor. Didn't have any armor, so that's nice. And then we get, however the fuck you say that, Arimadon? I don't know. Heroic Endurance, so some natural reinvigoration. That's pretty nice. Okay, we've got 2 theaters of war. Let's talk. The Phaeacia one is easy. The Phaeacia one is Vaclez. We're storming the capital. We're going in. No need to wait. No real crazy stuff. We have some interesting things, but not super wild. We've got a bunch of Black Centaurs, a bunch of mannequins, some bunch of Minotaur warriors, a bunch of Sagittarian carcasses, right? Jade Maiden, some Centaurs, some more mannequins, some more Jade Maidens. We've got Carrion behemoths. So, we have a Howl going up. We are doing Personal Ironskin first, just for the trying to make sure that this guy doesn't get. They have no protection. Personal Iron Skin, just trying to make sure this guy gets not shot to death. Sometimes the wall archers can be a huge pain in the ass and just be like, oh, hey, and focus someone down, and it really sucks. But that will hopefully help. We have a Summon Earth Power and group Stone Skins going off on these Minotaur warriors in the front. Hopefully that is going to make a nice little difference for them. We also have some group Bark Skin going off in various different locations. I don't know why there's all these blessings over here. We have a Divine Blessing. I don't remember this, but fucking is what it is. So a bunch of group Bark Skins going off. We have some Gifts of Giant Strength going out for our Black Centaurs. Trying to make sure that they are hitting as hard as possible. Bunch more group Bark Skin. The Eagle Eyes is tagged on the end because I've found in testing that if you give them high enough precision, they'll start to, with advanced and attack spells, they'll start to march forward and do some decent little things. We don't have a lot of crazy stuff, but it's fine. Divine Blessing, Regrowth, Puppet Mastery, that whole jazz. The Regrowth is set to target the Carrion behemoths, hopefully, and that's pretty much it. The general idea that we have is that Phao is going to, one, help muck things up, provide HP, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure Phao provides HP, but I don't know. Maybe not. And that really, the gates of Phaeacia are not going to be able to hold back the 33 Minotaurs and the 5 Carrion behemoths that are going to stomp into them, and that the Black Centaurs are going to be able to get into the cracks and deal a shit ton of work, right? So basically just a mixture of trampling and some decent buffs on our Black Centaurs to make them killy and hard to kill, and go from there. So not a lot of crazy tricks or anything like that, which hopefully is going to be fine, because I don't think Phaeacia has a lot of tricks at this point either. So we'll see if that's correct or not. It is what it is. Did we also lose Trotter? Oh, funny. We did lose Trottern to Man, and then Man immediately lost it to a group of barbarians. So that's funny. What else are we doing over here? We're gonna attack Impassable Mountains. We've got a bunch of Jade Maidens here and some chaff, so we'll see how that works out. Just some blessings, no big deal. There are Knights of Avalon here. But if we run into Knights of Avalon, these Jade Maidens are not going to win. They're not going to deal shit for damage to the Knights of Avalon. But on a... I don't know why they're on hold and attack closest. That's not the correct choice, but it is what it is. We're just rolling the dice, right? We're hoping there's not going to be any Knights of Avalon here, and that we're going to, just be an annoyance to Man and go from there. Also just trying to, be a little preventative so that Man isn't showing up on my doorstep immediately. Also attacking Kingdom of Dara. It would be nice to be able to take this land and then push towards Man while rebuffing him here. We'll talk more about that in a second. We also have this stack over in Illidar, sending out a bunch of wolves, some Centaur warriors, some Jade Maidens. Mostly this will probably be fine, but we could be routed off of HP. We'll see. But we'll probably be okay there. And recruiting some more Jade Maidens. I think I'm probably overcommitting into these Jade Maidens. They're nice for the bless that we have, but they're not especially useful for killing the thing that we are having issues with, which is Knights of Avalon, right? I think we should probably be spending less money on these Jade Maidens and more money on mages. Actually, right, we should be spending less money on Jade Maidens and Minotaurs and really only recruiting our special units, Black Minotaurs, Black Centaurs, and Casters, right? That is what we would probably benefit from the most. But I do remember at this time period in this game being kind of like, gotta have combat power. But casters can't do anything if I can't hold the line. And our income is at the point, unfortunately, where we're having to make choices. And I think I'm making the wrong choice, truth be told. But it is what it is. So, other stuff that we have going on. In the man front, we're going to try to take back Force of the Lost, try to take back Trottern. Trottern is very dicey. I don't think that this is going to work. I don't know why I really sent this. This is not... Every time a barbarian swings, they're going to kill one of these units, right? So I don't think that this is enough to do the work that we're going to try or need to do. But we'll see, right? And if it doesn't work, then we do have this guy heading back with some Minotaur warriors and some centaurs to potentially be able to finish the work next turn. Over in Force of the Lost, this should be fine. I don't expect that to be an issue at all. Not recruiting anything, recruiting more sages, recruiting more Black Minotaurs, more Centaur Hierophants. So we did a wave of, counter raiding. That worked. Probably going to keep doing this situation where we're counter raiding back and forth. We're hitting into Shade Forest now. A bunch of mannequins, a little bit of, some heavy infantry, some Minotaurs. So these can kill some things, but if we run into 10 Knights of Avalon, we're dead, right? So this is kind of at that point where we're like, we gotta do some things. If we run into 5 Knights of Avalon, this might actually be fine, right? If we run into 10 Knights of Avalon, this is all dead. So cross our fingers, hope not to die. There's also some Daughters of Avalon wandering around out here that, if we get lucky and we catch one, cool. If not, it is what it is. Site searching, yay. And then, we'll talk more about this in a second. Anything that we're doing from a big casting standpoint just looks like some more site searching. So we've got an arcane probing going out. I wonder what we're not doing. We've cut back on other things very specifically because we're trying to maximize our research speed and make sure we hit enchantment 6 in 3 turns, right? So turn 30 right now. On turn 33, we should have Rigor Mortis. And that leads into fucking this, right? Because man has consolidated a pretty fucking massive force of knights, wolves, landless knights, archers, unicorns, and this is a big deal. I can only assume that by leaving Vaclez, leaving Phaeacia to their fate, the decision is man going, okay, fuck this. We have what we need. We're going for the kill, right? We're going to give a big battle and we're going for the kill. So, this is enough to where, especially, again, for the concept of Howl, counter Howl, this is enough that if man has Howl, which I expect that they do, and they counter Howl me, our advantage on that concept is gone. And it turns into a fight of 1,200 versus 700, right? We will likely have far more mages, actual mages in the battle, but man is likely to have a shit ton of monks. Probably 15 to 20 would be the assumption at this point. In tests, that is enough to obliterate about 30 to 50 mannequins basically per round, right? And that shit fucks us. That absolutely destroys us. Adding in 100-ish Knights of Avalon, probably 100 plus unicorns, And things get very, very dicey for us very, very quickly, right? It is possible that we win. It is possible that with the right combination, without Howl, etc., that things go well for us. Especially now that we're working in Carrion Furies and Black Centaurs, right? Or Black Minotaurs, right? These things are very good. They're very killy. And they actually do give us that thing that I've been kind of bitching about this entire scenario, is us not having an out-of-the-box way to kill Knights of Avalon. Now, a Black Minotaur does not 1v1 a Knight of Avalon. Not generally. But they can 2v1 a Knight of Avalon, and do that generally pretty consistently, especially if they're getting buffs, right? If they're getting things like Barkskin, or they're getting things like Giant Strength, getting things like Luck, that obviously really improves their odds quite considerably. The group Barkskin on its own, is actually quite strong, as long as the hit that causes them to berserk does not leave them with so little HP that it doesn't matter, right? Which can be a very big issue with Man, because Man hits pretty fucking hard. Those Knights of Avalon hit pretty fucking hard, right? But we do actually have a decent answer, but we don't have many of them yet. Especially not with the Carrion Furies. These guys are great, by the way. I wish that the game had started after the Asphodel patch, and we had these things out of the gate, because I think if we had these things out of the gate, get fucked. Get fucked. Because if we had these things out of the gate, it's likely that we would have, 30 or 40 of them rolling around at this point, and they are terrifying. They are extremely good. They're basically just Black Centaur or Black Minotaurs with some slightly better stuff, but also the malice of being undead, right? But fucking hell, they're so good. So cool. So, right now we're in a situation where if he next turn were to move everything on Asphodel, and we were like, okay, it's a fight, I don't know that we win. It's really dicey. We'll fight, probably, regardless, but the better option, again, 3 turns Rigor Mortis, the better option might just be to wait for Rigor Mortis, and see how it goes. We also have some other options that we have going on. And obviously, right, we made our way up to construction to get Thistle Maces so that we could throw up Mother Oak. But now it's a situation of, well, Thistle Mace costs 10 gems to make. 10 gems would put us at 22. Next turn, we'd get 11, so that would put us at 33. And then after that, we would need another turn, right? Because we would need, I think it's 40. Is it 40 out of the gate to do Mother Oak? Or is it 50? No, it's 50 out of the gate. So we would need 2 turns after that to even just cast it as a base, right? Much less overcast it. So we're at 3 fucking turns anyways to be able to do this. I did consider, and this might have been the right choice, right? I did consider alchemizing basically all of my fire, air, and water into nature, making a Thistle Mace, and trying to get Mother Oak up next turn. That's a lot of gems to alchemize. It's probably the right choice. But there have been some rumors on the wind. I can't actually see his capital, can I? It's over here. There have been some fucking rumors on the wind of someone trading slash buying a shit ton of nature gems. And so now I'm in a situation where I feel like I've waited too long, right? Like, it's turn 30. We went too deep into too many other things because we felt like we had to do the drop into Conjuration 5, right? Instead of just going straight Alt 5, Construction 5, and having like a turn 20-ish Mother Oak, it's now going to be turn 33 before we can even put it up at a minimum, and we're not going to have a high overcast to try to keep it. And if someone's been buying a bunch of nature gems at this point of the game, that generally only means one thing. And so now we're in an unfortunate situation. Because if I tried alchemizing all of these, we still wouldn't get a very high overcast. And if we were to do that and then immediately have that stolen from us, it would really fucking suck. So right now, we're going to play for Rigor Mortis. We're going to try to store up nature gems. And if we can, around turn 34, 35, throw up Mother Oak. The side issue there, of course, is that we need nature gems to do the shit that we want to do, right? So we need nature gems to do things like howl, and to do other shit like chaff, swarm, nest of asps, etc., right? Though those probably aren't great options for us. But again, it's the situation of, especially with Rigor Mortis, right? Like, your goal isn't to obliterate things in with Rigor Mortis. Your goal is to have enough shit on the field that doesn't die before Rigor Mortis knocks everyone the fuck out, right? And then your undead can clean up. So things like Nest of Asps, things like Swarm are just bodies to try to take hits, because if they're hitting a snake or a bug or something like that on that round, they're not hitting a mannequin, and that means there are more mannequins when Rigor Mortis knocks everyone out, right? So that's kind of why we're still in that concept of maybe we do that stuff. Anyways, we're now in a situation where it's like, fuck, I really want to put up Mother Oak, but we can't even do it right now, and if we dedicate the gems to it, we're at a deficit for doing the other things that we might need to do in the next few turns. We could alchemize a shit ton of gems, but if we did that, even if we alchemized all those gems, we're still not getting a crazy high overcast, and we've heard rumors that someone's buying up a bunch of nature gems, so damn. Fucking damn. We waited too long. That's pure and simple what it is. Making the decision to go for Howl wasn't a bad decision. But we haven't even really used it yet, right? The first thing that we're going to do, or the first time we're going to use Howl, is here in Viclez, right? We were hoping that man would give battle to us, a big battle to us 5 turns ago, right? And that Howl would come into play at that point. We probably should have forced the issue. But by now, it's potentially probable that man has their own Howl, can counter Howl us, and that we lose without something else like Rigor Mortis. So fuck. That's the situation. 3 turns. Me. Hopefully Phaeacia is dead this turn. And Vanarus is marching to the west. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.